Hey guys, welcome back to episode number 67 of The Not So Serious Life. I'm Jason Goldberg. That is bedazzled and stylish and just rocking the world, Steve Chandler. Steve, are those real diamonds or Swarovskis or?
No, these are diamonds. These are diamonds.
Real diamonds.
This baseball cap, Detroit Tiger cap, is worth $44,000.
Wow. 40. What and is that something they give you when you move back to Michigan?
It was a gift from a client.
Wow. You guys are just getting so much Michigan swag. If you ever decide to move, you're going to have nothing to wear.
Well, we're staying here.
You're staying? Is this the place?
Yeah, this is it.
That's awesome.
Michigan, baby. That's it.
I'm so excited. You're going to have seasons again.
Yeah. We already have wind and rain and trees. It's amazing.
Yeah, is it weird seeing so much of the color green coming from the desert?
It is great. It is great. It's
That's awesome. I'm so excited you guys are able to do that. That's so cool. Okay, actually, I want to ask you a question real quick before we get into the question for the day. I want to know what's going on with Death Wish. Like, can we get an update on Death Wish?
Death Wish is almost finished, and we're looking at coming out in August.
Wow. So the book will be out in August. We can all get it, and we can all dive into it.
Should be, yeah.
That's awesome. I love what you've been sharing on Facebook and with your list. Kind of, I don't know if these are all things that are going to make it in the book. They're all very like Death Wish-esque. Are all the things you're sharing going to make it in the book, or not all of it?
They come from my notebooks that I've been putting together about the book. So some might make it in and some might not, but I want to keep people tantalized and I want to keep them interested.
I love it. I mean, everything you've been sharing has been great. And then you shared an interview on addiction and creativity, I think it was called. Is that what yeah. Do you mind if we share that with the people when we put this episode?
Do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was really, really good.
That was with John Hruby, who's brilliant.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Well, I'm super excited for it to come out. I can't wait for it to come out and for us to talk about it more. And it's just incredible. So super excited about that. Cool. You ready to get into the question for the day?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool. So today's question is from, this may be a made-up name. You'll have to tell me. Miss Reese's Pieces. So Miss Reese's, I don't know. People have, people name their kids like Apple and Flamingo, right. So you never know. So Miss Reese's Pieces says, if life balance isn't an option, what should I do instead? So her backstory is, balance in my life isn't really possible. I have 3 young children and I'm in school, etc. So what's a bigger and or better thing I could be going for than balance? So the question from Miss Reese's Pieces is, if life balance isn't an option, what should I do instead?
Wow. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a good question. Balance in general is one of those things where the first thing that I would ask Miss Reese's Pieces is, how would you even know if you were balanced? Like, what does that mean? It's one of those things where, I remember talking to a client last week who was saying, I want to attract more ideal clients. And they had no idea what an ideal client even was. So now we're chasing after something we have no definition for. So like, I would love to know from Miss Reese's Pieces, like, what would be different if you were balanced? Like, if you look at your life now and you think it's unbalanced, and you look at your life, which would be ideal, where it's balanced, what's the difference? So I'd love to know that, first of all. But second of all, when I think about my own life and the times where I've been like, oh man, I wish things were more balanced. I wish I had more work-life balance, or, the thing that a lot of people talk about, especially in corporate. It feels like what we're saying is we're looking for comfort and we're looking for like a compartmentalization, right? So like when I'm at work, I don't need to think about home stuff. When I'm at home, I don't need to think about work stuff. And so you can be in like this pure role of entrepreneur or mother or father or employee or student or whatever it is, purely like in a silo. And the thing is that I think comes up for me around this is that it goes back to our thinking again. Like, there's actually no time in our lives where we're not actually siloed out. Like, and this again may seem a little controversial, but if I have kids, right, and I'm a parent, and I go to work and I'm an employee, I'm not a parent anymore. Like, my kids aren't there. My kids exist in my imagination. I have no idea where they are or what they're doing. I'm not a parent anymore. I'm an employee at that moment, right? Or if I'm listening to a professor in class tell me about quantum physics, I'm not an employee of a company anymore. It's only when we try to bring in the other roles that we have into the present moment that all this stress starts coming up and we start seeking more comfort and more compartmentalization. So all this to say that if you're looking for something bigger or better, which I don't know if this is bigger or better than balance, then it may just be presence. And it may just be really being present in whatever it is you're doing. And for me, anytime I feel like I'm not being present and I get really caught up in my thinking about, all these things I have going on and wishing I had more balance, I know in that moment it's my job to bring 5% more courage and 5% more presence to wherever I'm at, and know that like I can only ever be one thing at one time. So I can always be balanced if I'm present. Does that make any sense, or am I just rambling?
No, I love it. It's perfect. And I love what you said about presence and being in the moment, because for me, that's what balance is. Mm. Balance is either occurring in the moment or it's not there.
Yeah.
It's not some big label I can give on my whole day or my whole life. It's either in the moment I'm balanced or I'm not. And I'm interpreting balance here as a very good feeling, grounded, open-minded, like you said, present. I'm present to what's occurring right now, and that's balance.
Yeah.
So I would, if she were a client of mine, I would really question whether there's no balance in her life, because I think she's got a story about what balance should look like.
Yeah.
And that story is the problem. There's no real problem here.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And so as you're saying that, and I'm agreeing with it because I'm right here with you and we're on the same page, and I can see Miss Reese's Pieces or somebody else saying, easy for you to say, what if I'm at home with my kids and then my boss is calling, or I'm getting emails, or I'm doing all this stuff. And at the end of the day, I mean, this is something I definitely experienced in my corporate life when I was in IT, where you're on call 24/7. And the only issue here was that at that point, I didn't have the courage to either tell my boss I'm no longer willing to be available after hours, or I didn't have the courage enough to tell my family, my wife, this is a condition of my job that I've chosen to undertake. And so whenever they call me, I'm going to have to shift and be in that role. But it had nothing to do with the phone ringing when I was home. It had to deal with how I was relating to these different roles and whether I was choosing to be present and choosing to really be, an owner of what was going on in my life.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. Cool. So I love that. So Miss Reese's Pieces, I hope that helps. If I called myself Mr. Reese's Pieces, I'd get 20 Facebook notifications that I need to have more kale in my diet. Do you remember that? Like, people were like, oh, you shouldn't be eating sugar syrup. You know what? I got my coconut coffee right here, so you guys can...
Nice. That's very good for you. That's very good for you.
Sponsored by Dunkin'. I'm going to do a freeze frame here. Hold on a second. All right, great. So that was the question for the day. Thank you very much, Mrs. Reese's Pieces, or Miss Reese's Pieces. I don't know if she's married in the candy world. Thank you so much for sending your question. Keep sending your questions into questions@thenotsoseriouslife.com. Head over to our website, thenotsoseriouslife.com, and sign up for our inner circle. And until next time, much love. Peace out.